We're still sticking with homes. This time we're talking about selling your home. And when you're thinking about selling, it's often tempting to just hang out that for sale by owner sign, save the commission. But FSBO is very hard work and it's not right for every single property. So today RE/MAX's Sam Correa joins me and we're going to be chatting a little bit more about this. I can totally understand, Sam, why people want to do it because they look at the commission and no offense, but they're going to write you this check and they're thinking, what the heck? Why would I ever do that? But you said it's not right for every home. So when is it a good choice?
There's really only one really good time, and that time is when there's nothing available.
Okay.
There's when there's nothing on the market.
Yeah.
And in 06 and 07, we went through some crazy times. That's when you may have an opportunity to kind of get the best of both worlds.
Okay, that makes sense. So you still believe that using a realtor is the best option. We're going to break down here, show people a little graph in terms of the sources that people do use when they are looking to purchase homes. Can you tell me a little bit about?
On MLS is typically where we have the best response. And so the internet is where agents have that ability to showcase their properties. For sale by owners typically don't have the means or the understanding to post their homes. Where will they get the traffic? Certainly the real estate agent allocates for about 87% of that sale. And the yard sign is surprisingly a very low number at 48%. And 10 years ago, that number was very different. So the internet is certainly has come up quite a bit.
Okay. So if you are, though, thinking about selling your house and you want to do it yourself, you do have some great tips for us. We want to start, first of all, with talking about you want to look at maybe hiring a buyer's agent commission. What exactly is that?
So if you know that you've made the decision, you're going to sell your home yourself, you certainly want to cooperate with an agent who has a buyer.
Okay.
And so you can post that you're cooperating with agents. And I think that's at least, you know, you have the ability to bring agents that have customers.
Okay.
Today there's a lot of availability, so agents aren't typically looking for that.
Yes.
But it's one way for you to say you're going to compensate an agent who brings a buyer.
You already touched on this, but consider listing on MLS. MLS is a big one.
MLS will give us the most activity, the most traffic to most qualified buyers, essentially on certain price ranges too.
Right.
So the lower the price point of the home, the higher the probability you have to sell your home.
And the pictures are huge.
Pictures are everything, especially when it comes onto the websites.
Okay.
And you should be hiring a professional photographer.
Okay.
Don't do it yourself.
Right.
Because you know you only have one chance at that first impression online.
Right.
And you may lose it simply by just not having the right photos.
Real estate lawyer is also very important.
Having a lawyer is first and foremost.
Yeah.
You know, once you find the buyer, putting the contract together. Definitely don't do it yourself if you do not have the experience.
Okay.
Hire that lawyer right away. At least make that call. The number one rule here is you want to divert any liability to yourself.
Right.
And that's where realtors do a very good job there. They take over that explanation of the contract. 18% of these sales that go wrong are typically through not understanding the contracts.
That makes sense.
And so a lawyer can walk you through, but you know an agent's going to walk you through there as well, so you don't have that problem.
You already, you also make the recommendation to hire an appraiser.
An appraiser is a big one because the big thing is what is the value.
Right.
You know, typically I'm going to suggest you hire 2 or 3 appraisals and average all 3.
Okay.
You know, so this way you're getting more than just one opinion. Have that available so when you do negotiate the contract between buyer and seller, you'd at least have some professional background information.
Okay.
And certainly the next advice that I'm going to give is have that home professionally inspected.
Okay, that makes sense.
So having the home inspected as well is always a good way to make sure that you know you're not disclosing or you're disclosing information that you should be.
Okay.
And the liability there is you're diverting that away.
Okay. And the last piece of advice you offer is get those signs up.
You have to have the for sale sign, you have to market it, you have to put it in the paper, you have to get some exposure that hopefully is going to bring in that buyer that you're trying to save the commissions. You got to work for it a little bit.
Yeah. Sounds like you have to do a lot of extra work and have to pay for a lot of different things. So who knows if it even really ends up saving you all that much money in the long run, right?
Well, at the end of the day, the buyer is going to deduct the commission that they think they're going to save from the fee.
Yeah.
So really the advice is, you know, why do all the work and have not any gain?
Right.
So, but if you're willing to try and your home's in that $200,000 to $230,000 price point, you might have a good chance of getting that sale.
Okay, great advice, Sam. Thanks so much for being here again.
Thank you.
RE/MAX's Sam Correa. For more information, you can head to his website, SAMCOREA.CA.
The Market, sponsored by Sam Correa of RE/MAX House of Real Estate.
Hospital Home Lottery, the big win. Get your tickets before midnight.